Waiters, have you ever had to call the cops on your table? I was working a double shift at this steakhouse downtown when a woman in her 30s came in with two kids, a boy around 12 and a girl who looked about 8. Something felt wrong immediately. The woman's hands were shaking when she took the menu. The boy kept looking over his shoulder at the door, and the girl wouldn't let go of her brother's arm. The woman ordered 3 waters and asked how long food usually took. When I said about 20 minutes, she checked her phone and whispered something to the kids. That's when I noticed the boy had a bruise on his jaw. Fresh, purple and yellow. I brought their waters and tried to make small talk with the kids. The girl smiled, but the boy cut me off. "We're fine," he said. His voice was tight. I walked away but kept watching from the service station. 20 minutes passed. Their food came out, but they barely touched it. The woman kept checking her phone and looking at the door. Then she turned to me and asked if there was a back exit. That's when I knew something was really wrong. I went to my manager and told him what I saw. He said to keep an eye on them but not to get involved. But then a man walked in, tall, angry looking, scanning the restaurant. The woman saw him and grabbed both kids' hands. The little girl started crying. The man spotted them and started walking over. Fast. The woman stood up and pushed the kids behind her. That's when he grabbed her wrist. Hard. She winced but didn't make a sound. "Let's go," he said. "Now." The boy stepped forward. "Leave her alone." The man turned and raised his hand like he was going to hit him. That's when I dropped the tray I was carrying. The crash made everyone look. I walked straight to their table. "Is everything okay here?" I asked. The man let go of the woman's wrist. "Family business," he said. "Back off." But the woman looked at me, really looked at me, and mouthed one word: "Help." I nodded and walked back to the kitchen. Called 911 from the office phone. Told them we had a domestic situation and kids were involved. They said officers were 5 minutes out. Those were the longest 5 minutes of my life. The man kept trying to get them to leave. The woman kept stalling, saying the kids needed to finish eating. The boy never took his eyes off the man, like he was ready to fight if he had to. Then 2 officers walked in. The man saw them and tried to act normal, but it was too late. One officer approached while the other stayed by the door. The woman finally spoke up, told them this was her ex-husband, that he wasn't supposed to be near them, that there was a restraining order. The man started yelling, said she was lying, that she was keeping his kids from him. But then the little girl said something that made everyone freeze. "He hurt mommy again last night." They arrested him right there. The whole restaurant was silent. The woman started crying, not sad tears, relief. Later, after they had given their statements, she asked to speak to me, thanked me for calling, said they'd been running for 2 weeks, staying in hotels, trying to get somewhere safe. She told me they were heading to her sister's in another state, that she finally had enough money saved to start over, that this was supposed to be their last meal in town before catching a bus. I talked to my manager. We comped their meal. The other servers and I pooled our tips, gave her $400 cash. She tried to refuse, but I told her it was for the kids, for their new start. The boy shook my hand before they left. Firm grip, serious face. "Thank you for not ignoring us," he said. "I think about them sometimes. Hope they made it to that sister's house. Hope they're safe." But what I'll never forget is what my manager said after they left. Turns out the woman had called ahead, asked if we had security cameras and a back exit. She chose our restaurant because she knew we'd help if something went wrong. She was protecting her kids the only way she could, by putting them somewhere with witnesses, somewhere public, somewhere someone might actually call for help.